Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Either way, I'm super happy to be hanging out with you guys today. So I am yet again, late to another hair trend. I know that people have been talking about robe curls for months at this point, but this is just my style. I wait around, I try to see how other people do things, gather all of the information that I need so that I can try it out myself and figure out the best way or best method possible to get the results that I am looking for. I do want to preface this video by saying that yesterday it was wash day for me, and I'll explain how I go about this whole process when we jump into it, but I had washed my hair, blow dried it, and I got caught in a rainstorm. So this is a little bit looser and messier than I typically like it to be. I will show you guys what my hair looks like after robe curls when I am not caught in a rainstorm, of course, but if you're like, hold up, what? That's what happened. But before we jump into it, in case you are new here, quick little intro on me. My name's Abby, and I'm basically obsessed with all things beauty. So I really love to test new products, review them on my channel, share things that I'm absolutely loving, and I also really enjoy researching skincare and hair care in depth and sharing what I find with you guys. So if you're into that kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Those things really help to support me, so thank you so much for doing that. And you should definitely come hang out with me on Instagram and TikTok. Username is Abby Young, same on all platforms. Spelling is right here for you, and I recently just launched my Lightroom Instagram presets for editing photos. So if you're looking for good presets that bring your photos to life, give them that pop, that oomph that you've been looking for, but don't look super harsh and overly edited, these are going to be the presets for you. I'm so excited about them. I took 0 photos in 2020, and I was like, I need to get excited again to start to document memories and not have another year of my life just go undocumented. So those will be linked below if you guys are interested. I cannot wait for spring and summer photos with those presets. All right, that's it for housekeeping and all of those details. Let's jump into this video and talk about how I like to get the best robe curls possible. Okay, so for me personally, I have found that the way that I prepare my hair for robe curls actually makes the biggest difference in how they turn out, even more so than the way that I actually twist my hair into the robe. So of course I will show you guys that, but I feel like I have to explain this first. If you guys are not interested and you just want to see myself actually putting my hair in the robe curls, then I always have timestamps in my description box below, so you can skip ahead if you would like. But honestly, I'm not even just saying this to get you to watch it. This is what makes or breaks the look for me. So when I first tested this out, I washed my hair, did my normal wash day, and then I did not blow dry it. So I just started to let my hair air dry, but by the time I put it in this robe tie, it was still pretty wet, and then I went ahead and slept on it. So I probably left it in for 9 to 10 hours by the time I had it in my hair and then took it out the next morning. Not that I sleep for 9 to 10 hours, I wish. But that gave me a look that I did not like at all. So I have really fine hair, I just have a lot of it, and it lies very flat naturally. I think the combination of those two things, my hair just gets weighed down easily, so I need that blow dry at the root to give me lift and volume. And honestly, I feel like my hair looks kind of dirty if I don't do that. I don't know if any of you guys can relate to that or if that's just a me problem, but that is definitely how I felt the next morning, that my ends were just kind of flat and heavy and weighed down, looked a little bit dirty even though they weren't, and then the rest of the ends of my hair were twisted and it just looked really mismatched and was definitely not the look that I was trying to go for. So for me personally, to get that look that I'm going for, I do have to blow dry first, which I know defeats the purpose of zero heat. So if that is your primary goal, using absolutely no heat on the hair, then of course this won't be an option for you and you'll kind of just have to work with it. But my goal was just to reduce the amount of heat that I was using on my hair, and this significantly reduces it because when I use a curling iron, I blow dry first anyway. So blow dry plus curling iron or blow dry plus robe curl with no heat, I picked that. So the second time that I tried this, I slept with completely dry hair, and when I woke up in the morning, I don't know why I'm lifting this up. When I woke up in the morning, I definitely preferred that look to the first one, but still it wasn't quite right. I feel like it was just really minimal, barely there waves, which is not what I was going for. I wanted something that was a little bit more structured and looked a little bit more like a curl than that. So if that's the look you're going for, you want something that's super simple, minimal, then I think it's really pretty. But if you want more of a structured curl, now I have the process that works best for me. So now after I blow dry, instead of just leaving my hair, I actually will spritz it with a leave-in detangling conditioning spray so that my hair is kind of damp but not nearly as wet as it would be if I were to just do that when it's fresh out of the shower. And that gives me the perfect result. So You guys know my Pureology Color Fanatic multitasking leave-in spray, all-time favorite of mine, so good. If you wanted a drugstore option, another one that I have that I think works really well for this is the Kristen S Detangling Tonic. Anything like that is a leave-in detangling conditioning spray will work perfectly, and I will just spritz that all over the hair, mainly focusing on the ends. I don't really put it up near the crown at all, and then I am ready to tie my hair back into the robe tie. All right, let's jump into how to do that. Sorry that was a little bit of a long explanation, but I feel like that was necessary for me to kind of show you guys the different results that you get and why I personally prefer this method. Otherwise, I feel like I would have gotten questions. So let's get to it. This is a robe tie that I got from a Target robe. I showed you guys this robe in my February favorites video. I love this robe. It's so comfy. I think it's from their Stars Above brand. For sure will be linked below, obviously. I love a good gray robe too. Gray is such a pretty color. But anyway, this type of tie is perfect for this because it's a little bit more plush. It's that really soft kind of microfibery material, and I think that it works really well for this because it gives enough, what am I trying to say? It's big enough and fluffy enough so that your curls can also be big and fluffy, because if you use a really skinny robe tie, you're not going to get the same kind of result. You're going to get tighter curls, which can totally be pretty, but just wasn't, again, what I was going for. So it's the next day. I was looking back on my footage and felt like I was just taking way too long to explain everything, and I wasn't really being as clear as I would like to, so that was kind of my practice run. I'm back the next day to make this as concise as possible. All right, I'm gonna turn to the side here like this because I feel like it'll be easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. We're gonna be grabbing hair from both in front of the robe tie and behind the robe tie. This is also something that I didn't used to do that I think makes a really big difference, is making sure that you're pulling in hair from back here behind the robe tie sooner so that the curl starts higher up. Otherwise, if you're not pulling that in until down here, that means that you're gonna have a lot of straight hair at the top and then just curls at the end. So in order to get a more even curl that sits at similar heights towards the crown of your head, you'll wanna pull these in first. Okay, so we're gonna start off by grabbing this section of hair right here, so the highest up closest to the root and in front of the robe tie. And something to think about as well is kind of like I was saying with the back of the hair, I want to pull this up pretty high, because if I don't, then the curl's going to start a lot lower. Like if I were to pull that in here, I'm going to have a lot of straight hair in the front of my head. The curl's going to start lower, which is totally a pretty look too if you want that, but this is going to help to make sure that my curl just starts a little bit higher. So I'm going to pull it like this. Then what I'm going to do is grab this top back section of my hair, and I'm gonna combine that with this front piece. So I'm just gonna put it all into one hand, like so. And then just make sure down here that your hair isn't stuck together with some of those other pieces so that you can twist easily. Okay, so here's where we are. I'm just going to transfer these pieces into my right hand, like this. And then what we're going to do is wrap this hair underneath the robe tie. So I'll basically switch what my hands are holding. So right now, if my left hand is holding this tie and my right hand is holding the hair, we're gonna switch that. So pull this piece underneath the tie. I'm gonna pull it through, put it into my left hand, then grab the robe tie with my right hand and pull like that. Now we are going to grab this other section of hair that is in front of the robe tie and pull it all together with the other piece so that they're all together in my left hand. And we're gonna pull these pieces around the front of the robe tie now. Switch hands again. All right, now I am going to grab the hair that's at the back of my head here. Not all of it quite yet, because this does start a little bit lower, but this next middle section of hair at the back of my head, pull that in with everything that we're holding in our hand right here. Now all we have left is this section of hair right here, and I'm gonna pull all of that into the other piece that I'm holding right now so that, again, my curls are not starting too low. So grabbed all of that together, and now we have all of my hair in one hand. What I'm gonna do now is start wrapping all of this around the rest of the robe tie until we get to the end of this section of hair. So same exact motion that we followed here. Try to get up close. Underneath, swap hands, pull through, switch, just twisting it around. Okay, so now that we're at the bottom, I like to leave, it's probably a little too much, I would say like 2 inches of hair out at the ends. That's just how I like it to look. I mean, when we put a tie on it, it is going to create a little bit of a kink, especially if you have fine hair like me. So I just like to leave a little bit out at the end. Now, this is really important too, is to make sure that you are twisting this piece really tightly. Seems scary at first, like it's gonna cause breakage, but it's not going to stay like that, because once we secure the hair with a hair tie, you guys will see it just naturally loosens. So twist this really tightly away from the face, and now we are ready to secure this. So this is what this should look like. Okay, and then to secure that in place, I like to use my hosiery scrunchie elastic because it's smaller than something like a scrunchie, and if I were to use a scrunchie, it would just fall out. So you do need something a little bit smaller here. Of course, I'll link these below. I love them so much. So we're ready to secure this, but a little hack that I made up is, instead of just trying to pull this through the entire length of this robe tie, which gets really tangly and annoying, I just pull all of this up into my hand. I'm gonna do it with my right hand, I'm right-handed. Like this, and I just hold it kind of in a fist like that, so that I have less length to work with when I'm wrapping around. Does that make sense? Okay. So we're just gonna pull this around the end of that. It's just tying your hair like any other ponytail. It just looks weird because I have this in my hand. So I do that 3 times. Now watch how this loosens. Like that. So that's why you want to pull it a little bit tighter. But this is how it should look when you're done. All right, let's do this one more time on the other side for good measure, and then that will be it. So starting off with this front piece of hair, we're gonna pull this over and grab the back section right here to combine that together. We're gonna wrap both of those underneath the robe tie to the front here. Grab this front piece. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that my hair is not all tangled together. Like this, pull it around, grab another section of hair from the back on one hand. So like there, if you have any pieces from below sticking to it, just separate them. Pull this around, and then again, grab that final section of hair down here, put that with the rest of the hair, and we'll start twisting. Okay, pull tight, bring it up. Oh my gosh, this got so uneven while I was doing that. Okay. Perfect. All right. We're gonna jump back to yesterday when I filmed the rest of this to finish up the video, but that is exactly how I pull my hair into the robe tie. That is all I do, and then I wake up in the morning and I'm ready to take these out. So I will just, again, kind of pull this up, remove that hair tie. Don't tug, so we're not gonna pull down because that can cause breakage. Gentle always. And then you can just untwist this. And you'll have your beautiful curls. And that's pretty much it for this whole process. So I'm gonna show you guys right here what my hair looks like after a more normal night when I don't get caught in a thunderstorm. So it's just a little bit less messy than what I have going on right now. Honestly, I don't hate this. I think it's really pretty and fluffy and fun, but the ends are definitely just a little bit more all over the place than they would normally be. So I didn't want you guys to think that that is how it turns out every time. That was a weird situation. I seriously have been waiting to film this for weeks, and I was finally ready to do it, and I woke up this morning like, no, am I gonna have to wait again? But I thought that I could just show you guys a little video overlay. All right, so those are all the things that I wanted to talk about, which means we are officially at the end of this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful, kind of the way that I broke down all of those different methods, why they didn't quite work out for me, and why I do this the way that I do. Again, I feel like context was kind of needed. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you tried robe curls before? Did it work out for you? Did you kind of have a similar experience to me the first time trying it where it didn't really look right? And let me know if you're gonna pick up any of the tips that I talked about in this video. Again, if you're interested in any of these products or that robe specifically, everything's listed in my description box below for you guys. And if you guys did enjoy this video, you know the drill. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel channel, give this video a thumbs up and send this video or my channel to a friend. Those things really help me out, so thank you so much for your support. Other than that, my next video will be up in a few days, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I hope you have a great few days.